Now then, where was I? The children that were scattered about the floor of the common room looked attentively at the old man, waiting for a tale of faraway lands and heroic exploits. Waterdeep. You were at Waterdeep. I suppose we were at the beginning then. The underdark, the grove, the sea, the palace, they all converged right there.
Harold, have you ever seen so many different kinds of people in such a big place? How hard could it be to find somebody that knows where Tailwind is?
You're a miracle, boy.
I shake my head and quietly to myself say, there's no such thing as miracles.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a running start. I'll count to 30. 1, 2.
30, and then I'm gonna run at him and attack him.
Fair's fair. You told me your history. I was born on that boat. Huh? That ship that your friend is dissecting.
I absolutely hate how chipper you always are.
And it'd be a good look on you, though.
If it's a riddle, I want to solve it. If it's a lock, I want to open it.
How do I make this quick? I'm a holy woman, and I'm looking for things that were taken from me and my people.
They could not begin to fathom the situation that they found themselves in.
The streets of Waterdeep spread out beneath the mountains to the north and the west, where the Sea of Swords stretches far beyond the horizon. It's raining in Waterdeep. It's been raining for days, and that sprinkle of rain that has drenched the cobblestone and dirt streets has made everything a slick and muddy mess. Carts move about their business. Merchants from both the dock ward and the castle ward travel back and forth, delivering goods and services across the spacious and broad city. Above in the sky, clouds gather. They are darkening and they hide the sun. It's cold, and a wind blows off of the Sword Coast from the docks, and it brings with it a heaviness. Vendors are shouting from their booths and their shops. Business in Waterdeep has not slowed, despite the weather. But on one street, near an alley, guards from the city watch have gathered. Above head, a pair of majestic griffins circle, with riders sheathed in silver armor. In the distance on the horizon, the massive stone behemoths stand vigilant. One of these stone towering giants, always immobile, except in the most of dire times and need within the city, looms overhead. In this alleyway, 3 figures stand, surrounded by the city watch. The leader of the watch, an elderly gentleman with a finely kempt gray mustache, has a stern look upon his face. He's examining the situation and trying to decide what to believe. The rest of the guard have crossbows drawn, and the young cleric in front of him is bleeding from a recent shot from a bolt. These fleeing suspects have been held, and now Juniper Creed, Maglo Mandorian, and Hawke stand being questioned by the city watch. I need the 3 of you to roll an initiative.
19.
19. Hawke?
Nice.
16.
16.
You got a 16, and did you also, Hawke?
Yes.
Okay. 1916 and 60. MacLeod, you're acting first. Lieutenant Ecclebar has pointed at each of you sternly, and then pointed back at the chaos that you've just left. Why have you done this?
Things just got a little out of hand. We didn't mean for it to get like this. We're just trying to. Maga's gonna look at Hawke and the fact that Hawke's just being completely honest, be like, we're just trying to create a small diversion, draw some people away.
And why would your diversion require you to destroy 3 merchant carts within the city that I am sworn to protect?
To be honest, I'd also like to know that. June?
Yes, let the young woman speak for herself.
Well, it was quick thinking. I didn't want to hurt an actual person, so I aimed for some food carts and thought if I could repay it later, I would. So I didn't think much of it. I didn't think it would get this bad. I truly am sorry about that.
Do you have anything to add to this, Master Hawke?
What she says is the truth. She's a good person, but she needs to learn more patience when dealing with these sorts of situations.
He steps forward, looking at the other guards. He motions for them to lower their crossbows, and they do. I have placed myself into a very precarious situation with the two of you. I do not know you, but I will find out who you are. And when I do, I expect the same amount of respect that these two, up until today, have shown the law, which is to be upfront and honest. This city, of which you are guests within, is filled with dangers. I have my concerns about the city watch and those who serve within it. I have my concerns about the political landscape of this place. I put you in touch with High Scribe Brianna Bellevue for a very specific reason. I thought that perhaps, given the intellect that you have shown, Master Mandorian, that perhaps you would be an aid to this city. But I am beginning to think that if in my advancing years I may be losing my sense of judgment. Because this is not what I was expecting out of you.
You are right to think what you're thinking, but we met with Madame Bellevue, and I think of all the people that we've met, you're the only one who we think is fine. Like, the only one. Obviously, you know about the corruption because you just said, but this thing runs so deep to the point where I'm not even sure there's a difference between the City Watch and Xanthor. I think that you might be one of the only people who ain't taken like a bit off the side, and I don't even know if you are. I might be talking to Xanthor himself. I don't fucking know, but
if you trust me, then know that I have my reasons for trusting the High Scribe. She can be trusted.
I trust those that you vouch for, Lieutenant. The problem isn't that we didn't want to work for the High Scribe. It's that when we wanted to, we were waylaid by this guild of thieves. Our companion that was arrested, she was trying to get back in touch with us when she was waylaid by one of these assassins. She was able to kill the assassin in self-defense, but in the process was brought into the prison. Fortunately, we were able to make sure that she didn't fall into these people's hands again.
This is the goblin that was traveling with your group. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The fugitive that has so recently escaped from the prison.
She was taken out of the prison by those that sought to kill her. We were able to intercept them.
I see. And he kind of grabs onto one of his sides of his mustache and twirls it and looks at you very, very sternly. Aiding and abetting the escape of a criminal.
They were. The guild was.
And you have every intention then of returning the prisoner to be tried.
This
If you
prisoner?
find her.
No. Lieutenant Ekelbar, I respect the law, except for those that get in the way of my oaths and orders as a knight. I'm sure you understand, and that it is not personal or an affront to you or your office. But I will, within any power available to me, do what I can to see to this goblin's safety.
Cleric, what temple do you worship under? You had told me that you were of the cloth. I had told you that I had sympathy for that, as my own daughter had joined. Followed in the light of the gods. You did not say who you worship.
Sylvanas.
That will do. I want you to swear me an oath.
What kind of oath? What?
Given that I currently have my own questions about the sanctity of the code legal in the minds of all who are politically placed and currently hold authority within the Watch, I see that there are arrangements that must be made for the greater good. Most important of tenets of the code legal, which is that all shall have fair representation within the city. I do not believe that this former prisoner would receive a fair trial. So I am willing to release you. But I demand a holy oath, which you will give me directly. One that binds you by the faith of your God to me, and to the understanding that when the tasks that have been given to you are complete and this entire ordeal is behind us, you will submit the criminals back into the hands of the city to be tried. That is the oath that I require. Elsewise, I will be forced to arrest you here and now. And if you think that we are the only god within the vicinity, you need but look up. And above you, two griffin riders are circling.
The prisoner. Do you mean the goblin?
Indeed, I do.
June just kind of looks over at Hawke. Our goblin?
There is but one that you have traveled with. I will not banty words. You know who I'm speaking of. The fugitive. For whatever reason, the city is interested. I think I know why. But I do not trust the Watchful Order any more than I trust the Xanathars. You have my word that when this is correctly set right, and the legal system is functioning as it normally is, the fugitive should have very little to fear, unless she is indeed a criminal.
But that puts her in a difficult position, because what if... excuse me, but I feel like I would be betraying someone that I've grown a little fond of.
If your loyalty to this individual is as strong as you claim, then you should do the right thing. Protect them. And place them within the hands of the lawful justice. The law is not something to be decided by the individual. These are not things that I am willing to debate with you here. You must make a choice. I will abide by whatever choice you make. But I expect this oath to be made if you wish to leave here and not be wearing shackles.
Juniper, I hate to say it, but Should we do this, our only other option is to make an enemy of the Xanathars and the City Watch. In this case, we can at least fix the broken justice system here.
You would have me give her up.
She didn't do anything wrong. She defended herself. And we can prove that.
I will swear an oath to you.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. These two young men have proven themselves capable and intelligent. Qualities that I was hopeful of. Perhaps your faith can guide them, and together you will make better choices in the future. Your words may be your own, as long as you invoke your God before me.
Give me your hand.
He holds it out to you. It is, he takes his glove off, actually, and it says finely crafted, but well-worn glove that is part of his issue for the guard. And underneath you see a heavily scarred and withered hand. He might be even older than he looks from first glance, but his hand is like a gnarled oak, and he holds it out to you.
I take it. In front of the god Sylvanas and all other divine beings, I swear an oath to you to help and aid you, and to do the tasks that are given to me, and to return my friend to you when it is called upon me. And she takes his withered hand and places a kiss on the back of it.
He puts his glove back on, looking sternly at all of you. I am glad for this. I was fearful that we had lost yet another hope. The Xanathars are running rampant. I believe High Scribe Bellevue has already given you a dossier that contains information that we need. We cannot trust Inquisitor Sternward, and unfortunately, the information from the crime that you have been given has come directly from him. And for whatever reason, the High Scribe does not believe that she can trust the information that he has disseminated to her. That is all that I know. Yet I am not an Inquisitor, am I, Mr. Mandorian?
No.
Are you?
No, sir.
Shame. He turns and walks away, motioning for the guards. They all leave. And the rain continues to fall down. It's grown heavier, and you're all standing wet in this dark alley as the guards move about, helping others repair the damage that you caused in the street, picking up wagons, moving broken carts to the side so that other traffic can pass through. The guards, as you stand there, give you a variety of disdainful looks as they walk with the lieutenant away.
I can't believe you got away with it. Well, that's a pretty good distraction. Eh?
Let's just make our way back to the rendezvous point.
Listen, now we've kind of proved that we have an ally and we distracted him. We got away with it. I mean, I don't see the downside.
I see 3 people whose livelihoods might have just been destroyed because of us. I think that's a pretty big downside.
We have money. Just give him the money. Listen, you don't go into a market planning on making a distraction, and if you honestly thought that we'd be able to get away with this without hurting anyone, then
There were a lot of distractions we could have made. But I think if we had at least communicated with each
Hawke?
other what kind of distraction we were going to use, maybe things would have ended a little differently.
Hawke. Come here.
I can hear you just fine right now.
June walks up to you, and she slaps you across the face. Nothing better happened to that goblin. These are human laws. These are not laws of any god I follow. If anything happens to her, just know it was you.
June, everything that just happened here is directly caused by you.
Okay, guys,
Your
let's not make a
mistakes
scene.
and your actions have endangered everything.
Oh! And what did you expect me to do? Make a distraction and do what?
At least
You
tell
want
us
to
what
wave
kind of
my
Alright,
distraction.
guys, alright, not here. Right, let's fucking get out of the view of all the fucking guards, alright? At least. Can we wait until we get back? Can we? We focus on what we're trying to do today.
You really do walk the walk of a priest. You preach a lot and then do all the wrong things. And then I just walk off.
So someone who couldn't even commit.
Meanwhile, here in the Southern Ward, this building stands as a testament to justice. It is a sturdy and flat building. It is built with deep black stone, and it rises 8 stories into the sky. And while it is dwarfed by the buildings around it, some of the taller structures and towers within this part of the Southern Ward, its foundation takes almost an entire city block. Saray, using a map that has been purchased through underground contacts, has led Doddle into the secret passages within this keep. And together they have made their way through a series of winding and tight, constrained passages. These secret passages have led them all the way back to the cell that both Doddle and Juniper were held within, in one of the tallest points of the keep. They've discovered, however, that they are not alone, and that someone has placed alarms within this passage to alert magically to the passage of anyone who may be trying to follow them. Having tripped one of these alarms, both of the young women have managed to hide themselves magically or using the abilities that they have learned over the long years. They've made their way through the cells beneath the floor that they were held within, and there they found a raving lunatic locked behind a large iron gate. The ragged creature tried to charm Doddle and almost succeeded, but Saray managed to assist Doddle in breaking the spell, and the two of them climbed the stairs that were nearby and made their way into a guard's chamber. That central walkway, that crossroads within this network of jail cells, was left empty as the raving lunatic shouted and screamed maniacally as Doddle escaped his grasp. Using Saray's tools, Doddle managed to unlock the door, and with a large creak, the heavy steel and iron door opens. What did the two of you do?
Where are we? Where are we going?
We're trying to get all the stuff from all
No,
of
I
the
know that. I mean left or right, Saray.
I don't.
I know that much. Like, I'm panicked, but I know why the hell we're here.
You go right. I'll go left.
That
let's just
doesn't seem smart. Maybe we can look at the map. And stick together.
Well, we need to get the stuff out of this room.
Oh, this is the room.
Yeah, this is the room.
Oh shit! I look around for
Allow me to
the.
correct you. There is a stairwell that leads up, and then it splits off to the left and the right. You can go left or right at the top of the stairs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Saray, there's nothing in this room. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll pull out the map.
Looking at the map, you see now that you need to move to the left. You've already made your survival checks the previous session, so I'm not.
Okay, we need to go that way.
You know, however, looking at this map, that there are some inaccuracies, given that a large section of the keep was destroyed in an explosion. So you make your way through, you see a number of doors. You do not know what door these items are being held behind. There are corridors, and then there is an enormous pile of rubble at the end of the hallway. And Doddle, you now begin recognizing small pieces of this as you were led this way when you were brought here.
Before
So you
we
were walked
leave,
through this chamber.
before we leave we entered that room with the stairway. Before I'm gonna close the door behind me to
Was
make
the
sure.
door closed when we came in?
Yes, it was locked. You unlocked it.
All right.
So you close
So,
the door, and then
I'm
you
gonna
make your
close
way up the
it.
steps. You turn to the left, and you find yourself in this corridor full of doors. Off to the side, you see this rubble, and in the distance, in that room, you hear the sound of stones being moved, and you hear muffled voices.
What do the voices sound like?
We're doing this now. We've had us in 2 days. I want to be done with this.
And then there is the sound of chisels and hammers and stone being moved.
Do I recognize where that area with the voices was? Was I walked through it before?
Yeah, you know where you are now. This was the corridor that you were walked down when you were brought to your jail cell. The area with the rubble, you believe, is where your cell was. Of course, that was destroyed, so you believe that now, if you were to go forward, you'd be exactly where you were in your cell.
Yes, sir. I think they're cleaning up the mess I made. We might want to avoid that area.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the map and figure out which door is the. There's nothing on the map that
Your map
tells
does
me.
not tell you where their items are held. It just tells you the general architecture of the building. It
Got
doesn't
you.
tell you what room is what room.
All right, let's start opening up doors.
All you
I'm gonna
know,
open up
Doddle,
the
is that
first
your
door.
things were kept close by.
Okay. I don't know, sir. One does not simply walk into 4 doors. We have to figure out where. Maybe we can. There's a way we can figure out where exactly we're going. Can I listen to the door?
Okay. So first thing I want all of you to do, well, both of you, to do, as you're being quiet, I want you both to make stealth checks. You got a 19.
Damn.
That's a 19 plus
Damn.
your yeah. Saray,
I got a 17.
17. So both of you are very quiet as you begin moving through the hallway. Absolute success. And you start listening at doors. So I need you, I'm going to make some perception checks, but I want you both to make a sleight of hand check.
21.
All right.
Stealth team.
Ooh,
That's right.
plus 6, so
So that's
15.
15. So you're actually both doing very well at this. You move through the doors, you move to the doors, you press your ear up against it, and you carefully test the handles on each, and you discover that 3 of the doors are unlocked and 1 of them is locked. Now, you've not opened any of these doors. Your sleight of hand was to test whether or not it was locked before you just pulled it open.
Got
But
it.
you're sure that 3 of them are locked, 1 of them is locked. Or 3 are unlocked, 1 is locked.
Well, it makes sense for them to be keeping the prisoner's stuff behind locked doors, right?
Yeah, you start working on that door, Doddle, and then I'm gonna check the other doors just to make sure. Because if there's
Doddle.
something behind it, like a person,
Right.
we should be aware. Or
Okay.
you know,
Well, they're not prisoners. You don't think that it would make sense for them to put prisoners behind unlocked doors.
right?
But maybe a guard or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
fair thought. So, Doddle, you have Saray's lockpick tools. Go ahead and make a test of sleight of hand to unlock the door.
Okay, I'm real nervous. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that last
you-
time was a fluke.
With this sort of thing, you only get 1 shot. So, if there's anything you want to do, if you have inspiration or anything like that, I suggest
No.
you spend it.
I don't. That's a 15.
Okay, so you are working diligently at the lock. It's not the immediate success that the other one was. This is a very complicated lock. It seems to be of a better build and make than the one that was below. For whatever reason, they are protecting what's behind this door. And you're working on it. Now, we're going to come back to you, Doddle, as you continue to kind of move these needles around, trying to get it to work. This isn't your greatest skill. It is something that you've become very good at since you left Evermeet and have been on your own. You've learned a few survival skills that have served you well. And Saray, you move to the 3 other doors. Which do you want to open first?
I'm gonna say the one closest, I presume, across from the door that Doddle's working on.
Okay, so you go to the door across from Doddle.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check it for traps first.
Okay, so go ahead and make a sleight of hand. That's a natural 1. You're certain that this door is trapped. I need you to roll that again to see if you get another natural 1, because as with our house rule, if you roll... That's a natural 20. Who are you? Alright. So,
How is that possible?
it's a... Yeah, you wasted your natural 20 on a confirmation roll. It is the whim of fate is what it is, my friend.
I'm the worst rogue. The worst rogue.
You're an entertaining rogue. Let's call it that. You're certain that this door is trapped.
I'm gonna take one of my daggers, and I'm gonna try and untrap it.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
18, yeah.
Okay, so you move your dagger along the edge of the frame of the door, and you hear it clicking, and you realize that you just locked the door.
I'm gonna go to the next door.
Okay, so then you move over to the next door.
Yeah.
And it is, go ahead and make a, if you wish to know whether or not it's trapped, make another sleight of hand check.
14 plus 6, 20.
Well, that's a dirty 20, and with a dirty 20, you know that this door is not locked, and
Great.
you don't hear anything on the other side of it either.
I'm gonna open the door.
Okay, you do so, and there are, it's a guard station, and there are weapons along the side of the room, and a number of uniforms that have been folded and pressed and are put into these little cubbies. And then there's also a series of manacles that are hanging on one wall, and there's a bunch of keys.
Cool. I'm gonna take a set of keys,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put that in a very special place. And then I'm going to look around and see if there's any like identification or any like special thing, money, something worth my while.
Well, the weapon, this is just functionary items. It seems
Right.
like a common area where the guards would come in and change if they needed to, or take breaks on shifts, put their weapons on the weapons rack, that sort of thing. The weapons are worth money. They're
Yeah, I don't
well-made,
want them though. I
marked.
can't get those out of here.
Yeah, the
Quick.
uniforms are well pressed. You probably could sell them to your underworld contacts for people who wish to disguise themselves as guards.
Nah, not worth
City
it.
watch.
We don't have time for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the next door.
So you take the keys and you leave the room.
Yeah.
You take a ring of keys and you leave the room. Now there's 3 or 4 different sets of keys. They all seem to be similar, but you know it's up to you. As to
Do they like match the monocle? Like, are they different?
They're not labeled, so you don't really know what the keys are for.
I'm gonna take all the keys. There's what, 4 keys?
Yeah, there's
Boom, take
4
them.
rings of
Boom.
keys. So you take, you got a massive handful of keys.
Great.
And then you come out of that room.
In my pocket.
All right, Doddle, there is a click, and your tool, while not broken, is stuck. Make another sleight of hand check to see if you can get past this.
24.
So you do manage to turn the lock, and you are back in it. You almost lost it, but you're there with it, so you're still moving through. I'm going to have you make one more roll, and we're going to see if you defeat the lock. Final door, that you've opened. You walk over to it, Saray. Go ahead and make your sleight of hand check.
13.
It is not trapped. You open the door, and inside you find a changing area for prisoners. There is a stool, a couple of wooden pegs on the wall, and nothing else is in here.
Lame.
Yeah, the table.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and check on Doddle.
Okay, you go back, and Doddle is deep within this work of picking the lock. If you wish to assist Doddle and give her some instruction on picking locks, I will give
Cool.
Doddle a bonus to her final roll to open this lock.
How are you doing, Doddle? Got this open yet?
Not yet.
Here, you gotta turn it this way and then I help her.
Okay,
Oh,
so
brilliant. Thank you.
make your final roll, Doddle, and you are being assisted, so you get to roll with advantage.
Oh, I rolled 2, if that helps.
Yeah, you can
I
roll,
rolled
but
12
just-
before.
Just gives advantage. Natural
Yeah.
20. Okay, so roll again to see if you get another natural 20.
That's a 2.
2. Okay, so you didn't get another natural 20, but you did critically succeed, and with Soray's aid, the two of you pop the lock immediately. There's a loud clunking noise inside the door, and it creaks open slowly.
I'm gonna peek inside.
Inside are a number of wooden cubbies with metal grating placed in front of them. Behind, 2 of them are empty. The other 2 have all of your things in them, Doddle, and all of what you assume to be Junipers' things. What you notice first is a very faintly glowing wooden shield with it looks like it's been naturally grown out of bark, and then there is a face upon it of what looks like a very benevolent old man with a craggy sort of visage upon his face, and kind of sleepy looking, with vines and thorns that are kind of worked within the carving. You think it's carving, it's very beautiful. And it is on the far back, and it looks like a cloth had been placed over it, but that cloth has kind of fallen off. And there are parchments that are tied to everything, and there is a box that has a lot of other parchment in it, and then a book that has a quill and ink, and you can see that things were being noted and logged. There is a wax seal on both of these cages. Doddle, make an Arcana check.
Ba-boop. That is dirty 20.
These are mystical wards that have been placed on these cages. And while you could unlock the cages and open them, there is an alarm that has been set on each of them. If the wax seals are broken, whoever set these alarms will know that these items are being removed from the space.
Crap. So yeah, if we break that seal, that's gonna happen, Saray. So we need to figure out how, because I can't do dispel or anything, and I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to break it because it's magical.
How big are these crates? Like, are they large? Are they like lockers? Are they like just cubbies?
No, they're fairly large. The shield that's in there.
Could Doddle fit inside of one?
Yes, crowded, but yes. Given that Doddle could fit in the empty ones without a problem. But the items, not Doddle's personal stuff, but certainly Junipers, are almost filling that locker.
Doddle, try teleporting into with your boots. Your boots that MacLeod gave you.
What if I do it wrong and then I end up with like a shield in my gut?
I mean, yeah, that could happen.
I feel like I'm just saying perhaps we can come up with a better plan. Although I'm not sure how much time we have at the minute. I think I'm depersonalizing. I'm very scared right now.
Saray, as Doddle says this, you do hear footsteps from the rubble moving towards you.
Oh shit.
If I teleport into my cubby, would I be seen?
Nobody would see you teleporting into that cubby. The sound is coming from in the hallway. So it's the rubble. You're hearing rubble move from the room where the work was supposedly happening. And then it seems to be coming closer to you. You're inside of this evidence room, and there are those lockers inside of that room with you. The door that you're currently open is what is leading into that space.
I'm gonna close the door.
Is there a place we can hide?
Yeah, you can hide. Well, the door being closed is pretty good to keep you from being seen as long as the people in the hallway don't come in here. If you're looking for a place to hide in here, Doddle, you can hide under the desk.
We're gonna hide under the desk, just in case.
Slip underneath the desk where the evidence was being logged and are hiding. Saray, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hide, because I'm bigger. I'm gonna hide behind the door.
I need both of you to make stealth checks.
25. Oh, bless.
25?
25 as well.
Okay, well, you both are very well hidden. There is the sound of two voices from the hallway, and it's coming through the little barred window that was attached to this door, so you can kind of hear it clearly.
We've got another 6 hours of this. I can't believe it. This is very tiring, Frederick.
We should have taken other duties. Made your own law. All of a sudden, there's a whiff of pipe smoke as it kind of fills the space, and you hear shuffling from outside. And the two voices just kind of go on for about 20 minutes as they seem to be taking a break right outside your door.
Can't really do much without my goddamn my cookbook. Oh my god, I can fit in my thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try the things. All right. What do I do? Click my heels 3 times. What am I doing?
Teleport into the space inside of this chamber, right? Like inside of
the locker or whatever.
I'm gonna try and go in my locker and get my cookbook so that I can rack shit.
Yeah, it isn't really a skill-based movement, but I am going to have you make a dexterity check.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Okay, so you very deftly, actually, disappear from the space that you're at underneath the table and reappear inside the cage without a problem. Now, there is a slight issue. You were able to catch yourself, but you almost made a lot of noise because you almost knocked a bunch of stuff over. And at the very last minute, you caught your cookbook as you knocked it over with your knee when you reappeared. So now you're in this really awkward position, and you're holding this book up, and you're afraid that you might make noise if you're not careful. And you still hear the voices outside.
How's the wife doing? She's an old crow, and I'm sick of her.
How far away are these voices?
They're right outside your door, smoking pipes and having a conversation.
How many feet would you say?
They are probably 50 feet away from
50 feet. Fuck. All right. Yeah, what do I do?
On yourself? Is that what just happened?
Yeah. Just like a little. I'm fine. I got my cookbook. What can I do now that I have my cookbook? Alarm.
I'm gonna quietly walk over to the desk where that book is.
Yes.
And I'm gonna see if there's anything that could help us figure out the magic seal on the doors.
Okay.
I have an identify spell if we want to chill here for a little bit.
That would take an hour of your time.
And a pearl, which I don't have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it in your stuff? Because if you had a pearl in your personal items, they're all here. You've got everything.
I don't think I did. I don't know where we would have gotten the pearl before we were millionaires.
So, Ray, you start looking through the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. You find. Make an investigation check.
19. Investigation is a -1, so an 18.
This is what you skim over all the papers, and you actually do manage to
hate
locate
reading.
crucial information inside of what seems like a lot of procedure. There's a lot of logs based on when the prisoners were fed, how their conditions were, when their chamber pots were emptied. A lot of really useless information, but you do manage to find a series of logs that are through the guard that was on duty at the time, interacting with Archmage Jerwald Smygor, who is a mage of the Watchful Order, and who has been specifically questioning the items that have been gathered here. All of the items have been specifically, and using certain magics, have been investigated and have been kept here for the time being, but you can see that they all are set for transfer in just a couple of days to the specific holding of the Watchful Order. And they're going to be taken away, but there's some red tape that had to be cleared for it, so they are currently still here, but you can see that they are going to be released to Archmage Smygor's hold in, it looks like 2 days' time from where you're at now. You also find a series of notes based on the visits of one Inquisitor Sternward, and there are no notes that say anything at all about questioning Doddle in any way regarding Evermead or being a princess. There are only very very loose notes based on the prisoners being unresponsive and difficult.
Okay.
There's
okay.
no
All right.
documented information here that specifically says anything that would put Doddle or June in danger.
Okay, but and there's nothing about the seals, except that it's this guy that has
Just
in
that
charge
it
of
has
him.
been placed by the Watchful Order to
Great.
shield the items
Awesome.
from removal until
Cool.
they come to pick them up.
Lovely.
After the paperwork is passed through the Magistrate's Keep.
Womp womp. Is there anything in the? I'm gonna start checking the desks as quietly as I possibly can.
You find a lot of writing materials. You
Great.
find a lot of parchment and some log books, all of which are valuable. You find a wax sealing kit.
Okay. I'm gonna take that.
Okay. So you do now have a specific seal for the guard.
Great. Perfect. And then I'm gonna keep looking through that desk. If there's anything that I can figure out about unbreaking that seal.
Okay, you find.
Just hang out here, I guess.
Do you look for something too, Doddle? Anything to break that seal?
Did you Doddle? Did you decide that you were going to study your cookbook, or are you still just hanging out inside your evidence locker?
I'm half hanging out, half looking through my cookbook, but it's one of those like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be able to do, but I'm gonna look anyway. I could set it on fire.
Burning down the
Create
keep
a
is an
fog
option.
cloud.
Yeah, you can do those things. Okay, so you're going through your cookbook. As you're going through your things, Doddle, I think you had it. Did you have the Bright Gleam glaive?
I have it.
You have the Bright Gleam.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. There was, for clarity, especially for Juniper, there was a glaive that was gifted to the party from a guide that had perished with them, and it's a dwarven glaive, and Saray is carrying. Saray, you do find a hidden compartment on the back of the desk, and inside is a flask.
Huh. Weird. I'm gonna smell the flask.
It is really strong whiskey.
I guess I'll pocket that.
Other than that, you don't find anything in the desk.
Doddle, I don't see anything about breaking these seals.
It's just like, I mean, what if we just broke them and booked it? Like, we're already criminals. What are we gonna be, double criminals?
This is, I mean, that might be the best way to do it.
It's definitely not the best way to do it, but it's the only way I'm seeing.
Are the guards still outside the door?
You hear the tamping of pipes on stone, and then they move back into the room. You hear the shuffling, and then you hear stones moving about again.
Doddle, this might be a good time to go. Do you have all your stuff?
I'm gonna gather all my stuff.
Are you in there?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wait, can you try and do it teleport into the other one? Is there enough space?
I don't think there's enough space in there.
Okay.
It would be very dangerous, you think.
So how about this? I got all my stuff all together in my bag or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like kick at the locker and get out from the inside. You're gonna grab June's stuff and we're gonna get the hell out of Dodge. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Make a strength roll with disadvantage, Donald.
That's 12.
You kick the metal door of your large locker, and it reverberates with a loud clang. The door does not break open. The wax seal does not break either. But you've just made a very loud noise.
Matt just texted me, teleport out. That is a thing that I could have done, isn't it?
No.
That is the thing I could have done, isn't it? Fuck, I'm so bad at D&D. Fuck, alright.
You're perfect at D&D. Don't ever question that, okay? Making mistakes creates opportunity and entertainment. Don't ever question that. Alright, so, this loud, reverberating metal clang fills the space, and Saray, your heart just sinks. As everything in the other room, you hear it, it goes quiet.
Doddle, hide.
I could have teleported out, couldn't I, Saray?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, I'm gonna get all my stuff. I'm gonna click my heels 3 times and I'm gonna teleport out of there.
Okay, where do you teleport to?
And teleport out of the thing!
Okay, so you're in the room now. Free. You
Yeah.
just appeared with all of your things. And
Let's cheese it!
if you're hiding, I need both of you to make stealth rolls.
I thought we were gonna cheese it!
I don't know, what are you doing?
I don't know, what do we do?
We didn't get anything out of the locker. I'm gonna hide in the room.
Are you hiding or are you running? I need an answer.
No, I'm hiding in the room. I'm gonna hide behind the door.
Wait, you hide! Maybe I can run to create a distraction!
You, Doddle, teleport back to the dark hallway where we almost got caught by that blah 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 thing. Get out of here.
Okay, I have such faith trust in my friends. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna whoop to the dark hallway.
You teleport into the hallway without looking. And we're gonna take a break.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm the worst rogue ever.
Oh my god.
No, you being a rogue, you're a great rogue. You have a very, very loud goblin next to you.
If anything, going against the grain is the roguish archetype, therefore, you're roguing the rogue class.
Exactly, absolutely. Good heavens.
Hello, it's Momo. So before we here at Realms Apart discovered that we should always be recording a backup track, we lost a session and we are very sad about it. For all those of you that are hopefully sad about it, we hope you're enjoying the show so far. We apologize, so we're just going to have a quick catch up to let you know what went on in the story before we continue on.
This session ended. I remember we got into the prison. We met a crazy dude in a cell.
We get past that, and there's a guard, it's like the head of security essentially for the Waterdeep guard in a room, and he's like sleeping, I think. So we got past the guy that was sleeping. We got into the storage room. We hear people coming through on the other side. We try and hide. That doesn't work.
You heard the guards outside. Then you popped in. Saray killed one of them, and then one of them got away.
Yeah, it was like a whole Scooby-Doo moment where everyone was going door to door, except it ended with Saray being the murderer.
Yeah, there was like blood everywhere and stuff, I'm pretty sure, and Doddle was like, Saray, what have you done? You've strayed so far from God's light kind of scenario.
And I was like, don't worry about it. I didn't do any of it.
What was going on with the rest of the gang while this was going
We
down?
got told off by a guy who we knew, who was like, "Yeah, don't do this," and we're like, "Yeah,
And
sorry."
Hawke gave up. The guy that hired us for a job too. He was like, "Hey, why don't you go investigate the Sirens Con?" And we're like, "Okay," and then we didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I weirdly would count it as our lowest moment.
We made some poor choices down the road. Speaking of poor choices, so what was going on inside the prison at this time?
So we got the stuff,
and then we were running away. Oh, and then Doddle tried to be a hero again.
Okay, so let me preface my hero moment, okay? So we get to where the prison exploded, and we can look down and we see Waterdeep and stuff, and we are surrounded by guards, and I want both our audience and my friends to know that whenever Doddle panics and doesn't know what to do, that is always 100% Momo panicking and not knowing what to do. So we're on a 10-story drop to Waterdeep, surrounded by guards. There was 20 dudes, all with weapons and shit. And I remember June was like, you just gotta get my shield. It's so important to me and probably in turn our relationship that you get this shield. And so Saray managed to get down. I don't remember how.
So
yeah,
you
I remember
spider climb on, you concentrated for me to have spider climb, and I climbed down the thing.
When you got down,
and I got down.
Why didn't I just cast spider climb again? Was I out of
I don't know.
You thought you could use your boots of teleportation for it. That's
right.
You forgot
Oh,
how the
was
boots of teleportation work.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
I remember being
sad because I didn't want to just be like, hey guys, this is like, why don't you just cast it again or do this?
And June sees a tiny Doddle and she's like, I'm a run and catch. And then suddenly Doddle just disappeared.
So Momo forgot how to play D&D. And then I remember, like, the guards were surrounding me, and all I did was just throw the shield to Saray, which, you know, to my memory, until just now, seemed like a cool moment. But now I just feel like an idiot.
No, that was a cool moment.
Thank you.
Because then Saray was like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Oh, god damn it. And then, because you were surrounded, you had no way out. So I used my shadow walk, which no one had known about at the time.
Oh, it was so cool. Like, not even the players knew at the time.
None
We were
of
like,
us
what
knew.
the fuck is going on?
That was like the best kept secret of this campaign so
Bab,
far.
Can you do me a favor and describe Saray's shadow walk so we can have a serious moment in this dumb flashback?
Yeah.
So, mechanically, how monks work is they use ki. Saray can use her ki to focus and travel through the shadows. So Saray saw Doddle was in trouble, said, oh fuck, focused, and essentially traveled through the shadows and was able to grab Doddle by, I think I grabbed you by the ankles and pull you through the shadows to get you out of there.
So cool.
And we had to walk a little bit because we were trying to get as far out of there as possible.
Was that the first time we saw, like, shadowy Teowin?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw, like, shadowy upside down Teowin?
Yes. It was the Negaverse, but Nega Teowin. That's also scary too, because when you're in the shadow, if you walk away, or if people like walk away from the person who can control the shadow or like transport through the shadow, you could get lost in the shadow forever.
Holy
so
shit.
I remember there was a moment where you were like, I'm in Teowin! I don't want to leave! And I was like, oh god!
I'm so sorry. And then I remember we came back, and the walk back was very tense, because I think that might have been the first moment that Doddle got some real trust issues, because she's like,
right.
Why are you?
Yeah.
What
this
the
is
fuck
bad.
was that?
As well as, like, I think I looked really creepy and terrifying. Because I think Nox did, like, a voice modulator on that, too. That was when he first got the voice mod, and he repeated, like, my lines, but, like, creepy.
So we got out, we got back to the tent, cut back to the others.
The way we solved our problem is that after being caught and being told off, Hawke just apologized, and it turns out that works. And
I'm really good.
It was literally just that I was over here freaking out, like, oh my god, am I gonna? I was looking through spells, like, gonna have to kill him, gonna have to kill a group of guards, and then Hawke was like, yeah, sorry, we fucked up real bad, and they were like, don't do it again, and we were like, we won't do it again, and then it was fine, and we left.
Wasn't it like the leader, like the head of the Waterdeep?
It was
blah 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 ridiculousness that was like, I'm important and I'm
and he like knew us.
Yeah, it's Lieutenant Echobar.
Wait, was this the alley part? We were in the alley?
Yeah, this is when we were in the alley.
Oh, this is where June got mad.
Was this the exchange where he was like, bring me the goblin?
Yeah, he was like, bring me the goblin.
Yeah, I basically
June
promised, I was like,
never.
listen, I can promise to you that the goblin will be in front of you at some point.
That
worked out well.
Sold her.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
June was
"Will it
like
be
not
fair?"
having it.
I'm like, listen, I'm not going to follow this law right now because I know it's skewed not in her favor. If he can promise her a fair hearing because my friend's not guilty, then yeah, she'll have her day in court, and I will personally vouch for her.
And the guy made June swear on her god, which was
Yes.
Okay, so
MacLeod didn't say shit.
I think we got that part, and then you guys went back to the tent. Was there anything that happened in the tent? I remember that Doddle and MacLeod got in a little bit of a fight, which I'm mad we didn't get, because I think it was a big pinnacle of their relationship.
Oh, that was such a cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, MacLeod wanted to like get you to recruit the armies of Teowin.
Yeah! Oh shit! I forgot
You're
about
like,
that.
oh.
He was like, why don't we just go to war with your army?
MacLeod was like, oh yeah, well let's just go there because it's a good hideaway spot and all this shit. And then Doddle remembered that there's no outsiders allowed, which is that on what prompted her to say it? It's because it was like, we're not allowed any outsiders and they will kill all of us on sight.
It definitely wasn't that. It was you fucking colonizer kind of energy directed at you.
Yeah.
But also, I think that in the back of her brain, she was also like, they will kill you if you go there. So either way, you're never gonna see Teowin.
Yeah,
dude, I've been trying to find Teowin. I can't find my own home. You think
maybe the real Teowin you've been looking for
was the friends we made along the way?
There we go.
Was there anything else that happened in the tent? Because I think the tent was the end of the session.
I think we had tea.
We had tea?
We had tea.
I think
Rosie talked a lot.
Rosie talked a lot. We had tea.
Rosie talked.
I think there was
a big
cupcakes
fight.
at some point.
There was crying in the closet.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
June became a cocoon.
That sounds like every episode of Realms Apart.
So Doddle was having those night terrors, and she was like, June, you know, I is what I is. Because she was like, no one else gets me, XYZ, and was having a total crisis. And then June was like, I'll tell you a secret if you tell me a secret. And then you told me your secret. And then June was like, I'm looking for lost artifacts for my religion. And that's why I'm chilling with you guys, so that I can find those. And that was June's big secret, that she's looking for religious items.
The end. Apologies to our audience for not getting that audio.
You're welcome, guys. You got this wonderful commentary instead.
Yeah, enjoy this B-roll, not B-roll, what's it called? B-movie flashback.
DVD extras.
B-movie flashback. There's no bees.